Good morning, students. Let us start today's online class. Today I am going to start chapter number 9, The Great Stone Face, page number 127. Because till yesterday we had done till page number 127, first comprehension. Today we have to start comprehension check second, which is in page number 127, and this is the last para of this page. So students, I am going to start this one, and you have to open and moves your finger with the line so that you be able to understand. Number, yes, lines. The years went on, and Ernest grew to be a young man. As the time passed, the Ernest grew or turned into a young man. Turned into a young man. He attracted little notice from the inhabitants of the valley. Inhabitants means the people living in the valley, dwellers. Means the people, those who were living there, they were little attracted towards the Ernest. Means say Ernest had made himself or prepared himself to be honest, kind hearted. So the people, those who were living in the valley, attracted towards him because his behavior was just different from others. And it is sure, if the person is kind hearted, noble, gentle, and always punctual in his work, others also inspired and wants to learn something. Same thing was with the Ernest. That is why the people of valley were attracted towards him. They saw nothing remarkable in this in his way of life. Means in his life there was nothing remarkable. Remarkable means noticeable, except that. What was the except that? When the labor of the day was over, he still loved to gaze upon the great stone face. What was the exception in his life? When whole day work he had completed, means whole day work was completed, he always sat at the door and gazed upon the great stone face. It was the exception. Their idea was that this was a folly. Means it was the idea that it was the folly means we can say here as a idea, but pardonable. It was the false, but that false was pardonable means forgivable, means क्षमा करने योग्य. Because Ernest was industrious, kind, and neverly. What was the qualities? Means this was the fault of the Ernest, but he was industrious, laborious person, always work hard. He was kind hearted, and neverly means always having a affection with his neighbors, and always living mixed with them. So these qualities were there. They did not know that the great stone face had become a teacher to him. The people, those who were living in that valley, did not know that the great stone face was his teacher, and the great stone face had become the teacher of Ernest. They did not know, and that the sentiment which was expressed in it would enlarge the young man's heart. And whatever sentiment he was getting from the great stone face, and he expressed, means Ernest expressed that enlarged, it would enlarge the young man's heart. Means Ernest's heart become more kind and fill it with deeper sympathies than other hearts. And in this way, Ernest's heart was filled with the deeper sympathies than other people, those who were living in the valley. They did not know that from this would come a better wisdom. They also did not know whatever he was thinking. He means Ernest was thinking the better wisdom would come. They did not know about this one. Then could be learnt from the books. Means whatever thing was coming out from his mind, they did not know where from he was getting. Either he was learning from the books or anywhere. They did not know about this one. Neither did Ernest know that the thoughts which came to him, and Ernest was also did not know whatever thoughts were coming in his mind, which were coming in his mind, wherefrom coming had been coming, he did not know. But these thoughts were coming naturally in his mind. Naturally, he was learning these things. In the fields at the fireside. In the field, he learnt. At the fireside also, whatever naturally these thought comes in his mind were of a higher tone than those which all men shared with him. Means the thoughts which were coming out from the minds of the Ernest were more deep, were more weightful. Those thoughts he was sharing with the people living in the valley were also more powerful, which were making the people attracted towards him. A simple soul, simple as when his mother first told him the old story. And simple soul, he was a very simple person. His soul was also very simple. And simple as whatever story his mother had told in the beginning, he beheld the marvelous face looking down the valley. And he was also believed that the face, beautiful face which was looking from the valley, he had believed perfectly and still wondered, and till that day he was thinking about the great stone face, that it was true. Why its human likeness was so long in coming? And he was thinking continuously that what was the reason behind it. So the human likeness was continuously coming from the long period of time. What was the reason behind it? He was continuously thinking about it. He means Ernest was continuously thinking about it. Students, I am taking next one also, next para. By this time, poor Mr. Gathergold was dead and buried. During that period, Mr. Poor Gathergold was dead and buried. Means people buried him because he was also died. His wealth, which was the body and spirit of his existence, had disappeared before his death. Means what was there? Ernest is telling here, which was the means his wealth, which he was thinking that means which was the body and spirit of his existence. Means only his wealth was the body and spirit of the Gathergold. Before his death was disappeared. Means everything over now. The relatives had taken. None of the money, none of the things were left with him. Since the melting away of his gold, and everything was melted away in his of his gold. Means gold was also melted. Whatever he had collected, money, this was disappeared and turned into gold. It had been generally agreed that there was no great likeness after all. And in the end, Ernest find out that there was no likeness with the great face of great stone face with the gather gold, because nothing was there. What kind of generosity, what kind of kindness, everything was appearing in the face of the great stone face to Ernest. It was absent in the gather gold. That is why he was concluded that there was no similarity between the face of the gather gold and the great stone face, because there was no similarity between the ruined merchant and the majestic face upon the mountain. Means there was no similarity. Which was ruined? Ruined means destroyed. The face of the merchant, the face which was ruined and destroyed by the fire or buried after buried, there was no similarity between the majestic face of the great stone face. Student, I have taken till here today, and I hope this is confirmed to you, and you have to try to read this one. Rest part I will take in next lecture, so that you be confirm this one. I am not running fast. It is most important for you. So go through it, write down the meanings and hard words, and learn it. We will meet you in next lecture. Till then, goodbye.